What's up, guys? I'm Tyler from the MX Factory. We're out here in Austin, Texas at Austin Motocross Park about to do some riding. But first, I wanted to go over for you guys back home what bike may be better for you, 4-stroke versus 2-stroke. There's a lot of nuances between the two, and I'm just going to go through a couple categories that kind of come up in conversation a lot of the times. First off, not everyone, but most people say the 2-stroke is more fun. Why I think they say that is the bike is a little lighter, it makes a cooler noise, right? A lot of people just want to hear the sound of the 2-stroke, and for you new riders at home, you can dig a little deeper into this 2-stroke thing. It's an older kind of race bike build. This is the modern technology, but I think people really like the 2-stroke because it's got free roll going into the corner, so it's easy to carry momentum. It's lighter, more flickable, and it sounds cool. But on the flip side, talk about the fun you can have on a 4-stroke is, one, it tracks a lot better, so it feels more stable a lot of the times. Two, it's just planted to the earth, which is kind of going along with that stable feeling. Three, they're getting lighter every year, and they're more comparable to the weight of the 2-stroke every single year. I personally like the way the 4-stroke feels in the air. I feel like the wheels come back underneath you better. I feel like it's more stable going off the jump faces, and I even feel like it's easier to plant the turns. It takes less action. Right? So if you're the rider that wants to make a bunch of noise and wants to move all over the track and wants to feel like you're kind of dancing the whole time, the 2-stroke is the bike for you. If you want to feel a little more planted, you want to feel a little more secure, the 4-stroke's the bike for you. Another category that plays a big factor is maintenance and upkeep, right? If you're mechanically inclined, you'll probably be able to work on both of these just okay, especially after you have a little experience. But if this is something that you're just trying to get into learning how to work on a dirt bike, especially in the motor, 2-stroke all day. 4-stroke's a lot more complicated. If you make a mistake in there, it can be quite catastrophic and cost you a lot of money. And then as far as the day-to-day upkeep, it's not a lot different. You do have to change your top end a little sooner on this. So you'll do it more repetitious, but it's less intrusive to actually do. Your filter, your oil is all pretty similar. One big thing is you have to mix your fuel every time, where this just takes straight pump gas. So that's another perk to the 4-stroke, is that you can just dump the gas right from the pump in there. You're good to go. This you have to remember to mix it, and I'm sure there's been thousands of cases of people forgetting and blowing their bike up. 2-stroke versus 4-stroke in the racing category is another one to think about. I've definitely raced 2-stroke a ton of my life. When you're on a race bike and you're a kid, you're on a 2-stroke. But as you evolve, I just feel like it's easier to go faster on the 4-stroke. And so if you're looking for that extra little bit of speed, especially if you're not technically sound or you wouldn't call yourself the greatest rider at the track, the 4-stroke will buy you a couple seconds a lap, no doubt. And it's just easier overall to get around the track with less input on the bike. What I mean by that is you don't have to work the throttle and the clutch near as much. You don't have to worry about how am I going to gain speed quickly. Right? On a 2-stroke, you've got to get there. You've got to manually put the bike in the power band. 4-stroke, you roll the power on, especially on a 450, it's there immediately. A lot of people don't know how to manage that power, so it gets them in trouble. So one thing you got to think about, if I'm going and I just need to if I want to buy a couple seconds, you're probably going to be better off on a 4-stroke. If you want to have a little more fun, so to speak, and you want to go out there and make some cool noise and challenge yourself, 2-stroke is the one to race with. Last category we're going to go over is what terrain do you typically ride on? They definitely have their specific terrains where they work the best. The 4-strokers kind of do it all, so to speak. It doesn't do anything great, but it does everything good. Where the 2-stroke is the loamy, the thick dirt, the sandy dirt, anything where the wheels can bite down and get grip, the 2-stroke is going to thrive in. As soon as you get on that real hard-packed dirt, the fact that you have a power band to deal with and that the power is so immediately aggressive, when you get to that power band, it becomes a lot harder to create traction, it becomes a lot harder to create drive, and a lot of times just a lot harder to control on that hard-packed dirt. You at home may be like, I can control this thing on hard-packed dirt all day long, and that may very well be true. But if we're going to compare the two, the 4-stroke is definitely more friendly on the hard-packed dirt, and you'll definitely be able to turn a faster lap time on the 4-stroke if you were riding at the same intensity as you were on the 2-stroke. So think about your terrain. If your terrain's soft predominantly, the 4-stroke's great. The 2-stroke's probably going to be a lot of fun though, right? If you're predominantly hard-packed dirt, probably going to want to go with the 4-stroke on that one. You're going to fight this bike a lot, although it may be fun. You're just going to slip and slide around. You may get used to that and have a great time, but I would definitely choose the 4-stroke on that hard pack dirt. And if you want to buy some cool stuff, check out our merch, shopmxf.com. We got t-shirts, hats. We'll have beanies soon. We're gonna roll up on fall and winter before we know it. We'll have all the cool stuff, so make sure you check that out. Buy some merch. It helps keep this team going. Thank you guys.